Tonight on Jerry Springbok, dysfunctional families in ancient Israel. How bad was it? This man offered his daughter as a burnt offering.
What? I did not. She's right here.
Yeah, whatever. And this little girl? She was about to die, and all she cared about was whether she would ever have sex or not.
Jerry, the issue is whether I'd ever had the honor to bear children, not whether I'd ever had sex.
Yeah, okay. And worst of all, this Christian apologist is defending them.
Jerry?
Ha! You have an excuse too, I imagine?
No, I was just going to say that you're a blithering idiot.
Okay, smarty pants. Let's see how well you stand up to questions from our studio audience.
Oh boy, questions from a studio audience full of fundy atheists. I can't wait.
It's no big deal. I have a bunch of bananas ready.
Okay, I have a question for each of them. Is that okay? First, the little girl. You claim to be 12 or 14 because you care about virginity, right? Well, your culture and time was a lot different, and we can't know how you would have viewed virginity and sexuality. I mean, maybe in your culture, a 6-year-old girl would be concerned about their virginity, huh?
You got anything to support that argument other than a maybe in the bottom of that Freon bottle you snorted it from? I didn't think so. Newsflash. No evidence, no argument. Until then, we go with the evidence that we do have, and that is that 6-year-old girls don't worry about their virginity. Moron.
Okay, now I have a question for Jephthah.
That's Jephthah.
Yeah, whatever. I'm the expert here. Look, that whole thing with the fly was stupid. The text says you said, whatsoever comes out to meet me. A fly cannot expressly come out to meet you at your home. It doesn't have that express intention.
Why not? Look, stupid. People talk about their dogs meeting them, their cats meeting them, so why can't a fly meet you too? Don't be stupid. The word meet isn't exclusively used of some expressed intention that only humans can have.
Not that it matters. She doesn't get that the fly thing was meant to be a facetious representation of a fundy atheist argument.
Yeah, well, I got something for you too, Holding. You screwed up on a lot of your citations.
Oh boy. For example?
I checked 1 Kings 10:5 and Ezekiel 40:26. Neither one contains the word burnt or ascend.
Yeah, well, sorry you're so stupid and all, but here's the lexical entries for the word used, which show that you're wrong. It's the same word, and it shows that the literal meaning of the word is to ascend. In fact, if you check several Jewish sources, they'll tell you that the literal meaning of this in terms of a sacrifice is a scent offering. That refers to the smoke. Burnt offering is a descriptive translation, not a literal one.
Well, I read Judges 5:11, and it doesn't say what you say it does. The word lament in Judges 11:39 is not mistranslated because it confirms that the daughter is dead.
Wrong again. Here's the lexical entries. It's the same exact Hebrew word. What are you reading, the Moron Standard Version?
Hey, wait a second, though. In that culture, whenever a woman did something against a man, she was chastised for it, not honored.
Not by other women, you dipstick. That was who celebrated the observance of my deed. Other women would be delighted by it. Where'd you learn about our culture from, the back of a bag of Cheetos?
One last thing. I read through Leviticus 26 and you're wrong about it. I get from it that the persons are valued by age and gender. It's not a vow, it's just an act of devotion.
Well, what do you think a vow is? It's the initiation of a process that ends in an act of devotion. And here, more lexical entries. Same word, like I said. Now sit down and shut up.
Does anyone else have a question?
This is Jephthah's vow was made in his hometown, but that's not what the Bible says. You can make the argument that he made the vow before he met the children of Ammon, but not before his hometown, so maybe his daughter would not have heard of it.
Oh, sure, you could make that argument. You could also hit yourself on the head with a ball-peen hammer 100 times. It'd be a lot more intelligent. Look. The passage is a parallelism. This indicates that the phrase, from Mizpah of Gilead he passed unto the children of Ammon, is to be taken as simultaneous with the vow, because both are said to occur before Jephthah here went out to meet the Ammonites. So no, you can't make that argument. Not without being stupid.
Not only that, you're ignoring the social fact that vows were made publicly in my culture in order to gain honor. All vows were recited publicly before witnesses so that one could receive honor from it being done, or shame if it wasn't done.
Yeah, and also the fact that I show knowledge of the vow in verse 36 by reciting its exact terms.
Anyone else?
Yeah, when God is omnipotent and omnipresent, not have seen her deception and cursed her instead of blessing her.
Who says he did bless me, fathead? You got some part of the book of Judges the rest of us are missing?
But you did bad, right? Wouldn't God punish you?
You know, this is hilarious. If God had punished her, you'd all be whining about how cruel God was to a little girl for such a minor sin. How about you make up your minds for a change?
I can see no discernible reason or evidence that suggests the vow must have been taken in public. Making a vow to the Lord would certainly have value and impact as a private oath.
The reason you see no reason is that you're blinking ignorant of the nature and importance of public honor and reputation. Public honor and reputation was a chief concern of every person in our culture. A private oath to the Lord like you're suggesting would have done nothing for that.
A person dedicated to the Lord's priestly house did not need to be celibate for life. What about Samuel?
What about him? He wasn't a subject of a Leviticus 27 vow.
Does anyone else have any more questions?
Okay, you can move to part 2 of your show now, Jerry.
You say things aren't going well, you're halfway to hell. You lost everything that counts. Gone is your spouse, and maybe the house, or you haven't lost her pounds. The kids are bored, credit is calling. When did life become this curse? The car won't run, your days seem done. Could things ever get any worse? But then there's Oprah, Will, and Sally, and Jerry Springer too. A little dose of talk show host won't seem quite as blue. But if that's the world, or part of it, where madams are sometimes sirs, you'll quit complaining things could be